Is that okay with you? I don't know.
As long as me.
Okay.
Wait, let's wait.
I don't care.
Are you got it recording now?
Yes, Lee.
Good morning. May 17th, 2019. Aloha. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Dr. Sam Abassi and Dr. Russell. Team lead.
All right.
Yeah, let's take that
Take it
patch off. Now, I'll warn you in advance, though, that we don't expect the vision to be better immediately when we take off the patch. In fact, I almost expect the vision to be worse. It almost always is after an operation. So,
Yeah.
and plus, you have an air bubble in your eye.
Right.
So between those things, plus this is your worst seeing eye.
Right.
So, temper expectations, but yes, we're excited to see how things are doing. We're going to put in a numbing drop. There we go, blinky blink. Okay, go ahead and close.
What is that drop for?
That's just a numbing drop.
So that I can just.
It's to help with a little bit of the itching. How did you do last night, though? That's really, you know, you were complaining that you had pain with your cataract surgery. How did things go with that?
There was
Last
some
night.
pain, and medication you gave me helped a lot.
Okay.
And it also, my throat really started bothering me later, as you warned me.
Yeah.
That soothed that too. Thank goodness.
So I'm glad I warned you so that you didn't know
Freak
that
out,
that,
yeah.
that was something new. Okay.
Right.
Okay. We're gonna go ahead and check your eye pressure. Hold on just a second here. Are you gonna do that the whole time, or is that just when they took up the patch?
Well, she probably wants it the whole time. Do I have to?
Yes, I do.
That's fine. Okay.
Looks good. Excellent. 18. Now I'm gonna go ahead.
Oh, yeah?
This eye closed.
Okay.
I want you to open this eye here. Do you see any shadows? Any movement?
No, not right now. Actually, close my eye for a second.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, I saw a little bit of flash of light,
Okay.
and now
Now
it's
tell me when you see it.
right. Oh, there.
Tell me when it goes away.
It's still there.
Tell me when it goes away.
Hold on a second. What is going on?
Well, she's not gonna be able to tell when it goes away.
Goes away, yeah, because it's saturated.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's already gonna be saturated. So she's late. Okay, she's got a big bubble in there.
Yeah, in the paperwork it said I might be able to actually see the bubble later.
You will.
Oh,
You
okay.
will. But it's deceptive. Go ahead.
It's deceptive.
Well, because here's the thing, the bubble sort of goes away a little bit at a time.
Right. Okay.
So it looks like you're looking over a big bowl of Jell-O, is what it
You
looks
can
like.
take the
Okay,
patch-
we can take the
take
patch
that
off, and I'm gonna have you lean forward for us. And just gonna have you put your chin out here on this tissue, where the chin rest
Oh,
is.
okay.
Can you feel that?
There you go.
Perfect.
Do you want to take one?
Yeah, I wanna just take a look at our AC and make sure that the IOL is where it
Looks pretty
was
good.
yesterday, where we left it, and indeed, she has a big hole in this one, doesn't she? Yeah, and it's right at the horizontal, which is good. Maybe I can see underneath it. Hold on a second. Pinky blink for me. Look straight ahead. That's great. Yeah, it's a tough view around the retina. It looks okay. You just can't see directly through the bubble to the macula.
Mm. At least not yet.
Yeah, so it's like a 50, 60,
Okay.
55, 60% fill. Sit back for me.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Here you go.
I'm just gonna pull this back. We're just gonna take a little look at the back part of your eye. You just hold on to it. You might need it. You have a little bit of tearing or something. I'm just gonna tilt you back on your back.
Remember not to push on your
I
eye.
know. Thank you. I love
Well,
you too.
it's already sealed up, so
Oh, okay.
Okay.
we put stitches in.
So you said that it went exactly where you wanted it to go, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Because it
The-
usually just
the
goes
little-
where it wants.
Well, the thing is that we can't really control. Once we start injecting
Right.
fluid underneath the retina,
Mm-hmm.
it's sort of like pouring water out onto the floor.
Yeah.
It'll go whichever direction it wants to go.
Right. But you said.
And if it thinks that it's the low resistance pathway, one direction, then that's the direction that it's gonna go.
I see. But you did say it was exactly where you wanted it to in the surgery.
Yeah,
Sweet.
so we don't get to control it,
Right, the body does.
although we do sort of, there's some little tricks in the surgery, like
Yeah.
how, if you're way far away from where you wanna put it. Like
Yeah.
if you wanna put water on the floor in a particular spot,
Yeah,
you start pouring it there.
right.
Our difficulty is we can't really do that in this case. We can't really go right where we want to. We have to go next to it and hope that it goes next to that.
And that's what happened?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, but it went in exactly the right. We went to the low spot like it was supposed to. There
Cool.
you go, Sam. So it looks like the web's gone. That's good.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's all really absorbed. I don't see any evidence doing it in the lens. So let me give you a hint as to how you might be able to test your vision a little bit.
Cool.
That is when you're looking straight down through the bubble is actually where you see the best.
When I look straight down.
You look straight down through the bubble. We've shined some bright lights in your eyes, so I'm not sure that you'll see it right now, but
Mhm.
when you look straight down and hold things up very close,
Mhm. Like this?
well, yeah, except you'd be leaning forward like this,
Oh.
looking straight down,
Oh.
and holding your hand up very close.
Like this.
Yes.
Okay.
The reason for that is that you have to look down through the flat surface of the bubble. And the flat surface of the bubble is parallel to the floor. And so you have to be looking straight down
Mhm.
and then holding things up close. And when you do that, the bubble acts like a lens. And it will magnify the size of the object.
Really?
Yeah. And so, but the problem is it acts like a focusing lens, so that you have to hold things very close. So you can try that little trick to see if, once we've let the lights sort of wear off and what's called the after image of the bright lights wear off, then you can test your vision at home.
So things will get bright and then they'll start to,
No, I
Okay.
didn't say that they'd
Okay.
get bright.
oh.
I said that
See light.
you would be able to see better
Oh.
looking through the because right now what happens is the gas bubble acts like a reflector, and all the light and the images that we're trying to have you see by doing movements of hands and counting fingers and things like that, you can't see because it's like the bubble acts like a reflector. It's sort of like when you look at a pond.
Yeah,
You look
yeah.
across the pond,
Or
you get the
lake.
reflection across the pond.
Right, of the trees.
When you look
or
straight
whatever.
down into the pond,
Yeah.
if the water is clear, you can
See the bottom.
the bottom. So that's the
what
idea.
I'm-
You have to look straight
okay.
down like you would be looking straight down into a pond. Okay.
Sweet, got
Okay.
it.
So things look great from the standpoint of the outside of the eye. We need to start you on some eye drops. So remember, I was talking with your mom about this.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn this off, Lee.
No, I want it on.
I gotta pay attention to the eye drop.
Well, I will write it all down for you.
Okay.
It'll all be written down. So I have
Thank
something
you.
called the 4 rules of going home.
Do you want me to get the eye drops out?
The 4 rules of going home. No, you
Oh.
don't need to.
Okay.
I will talk about them.
Okay.
Okay, on the back of this sheet, it has my 4 rules of going home. The first rule is keep the eye protected. What does that mean?
Cover it with a patch.
It means during the day, you're gonna keeping it protected at all times. So during the day, you'll probably wanna wear your glasses or dark glasses. But at night, when you take the glasses or dark glasses off,
Yeah.
you wanna cover the eye with a protective shield, the metal shield, which we'll give you. It's this little blue thing like this, and we'll give you a roll of tape to go along with it, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
So that's rule number 1, keep the eye protected. Rule number 2 is it takes about 3 days for the front surface of the eye to become watertight. Until then, we only want to put sterile things in your eye. All your drops are sterile, but tap water is not, and therefore we want to avoid putting tap water in there for 3 days. That's today, Saturday, and Sunday. And as of Monday, you can take regular baths and showers
Okay.
and moisten the eye, or get it wet when you're washing your face and that sort of thing.
Okay.
But until then, try to keep it dry. Okay.
Right.
So that's just today, Saturday, and Sunday.
Got it.
So the third rule, we're down to rule number 3 out of the 4. Your eye drops. So there are a whole bunch of different things in the little bag that you have. That bag is intended to have all the drops that you're going to need for the entire course for the right eye. You'll get another bag for the left eye
Cool.
next week. Okay.
Yeah.
In the right eye, we are going to, well, obviously you still have your usual drops, right?
Right.
Your usual pressure drops. So you still have the Combigan, the latanoprost, and the dorzolamide. Okay,
Right,
you're gonna just maintain those,
Yeah.
just like you did before the surgery. Okay,
Mhm.
we're just going to add 2 drops temporarily to the right eye. One of them is a dilating drop. It's called atropine. You just can use that once a day.
Mhm.
And the other one is an anti-inflammatory antibiotic to help with the fact that there's still this healing wound for the next 3 days.
Mhm.
So it's a combination of tobramycin, which is an antibiotic,
Mhm.
and dexamethasone, which is a steroid. So you're just going to use that drop 4 times a day.
Oh, okay.
And the easiest way to remember that drop is breakfast, lunch, dinner, and before bed. But you can divide it up any way you want to, 4 times a day.
Mhm. That sounds like a good system.
And then we'll only be maintaining that probably for the first week, and then we'll be switching you to a different drop that's in your bag, which has a little pink top on it. The Tobradex has a light pink top on it, but the regular steroid that doesn't have any antibiotic in it has a dark pink top.
Right.
So we'll
The
switch you to the
Fred
dark pink
Forte.
top. Correct.
Got it.
That's the one we'll switch you to. Okay, so that's the plan. And then you also have the pills. Remember the pills?
The dorzolamide.
No, I gave you some steroid pills.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
So you're still gonna take 2 of those a day until you come back to see me again on Wednesday,
Okay.
okay?
Got it.
Because we need to suppress the inflammation that is associated with the placement of the gene therapy,
Yes.
okay? We're gonna just keep on 2 pills a day, and then 3 days after we do the other eye,
Mhm.
we'll start to taper down the
Right.
steroid pills. But for now, just 2 pills a day,
Got
and
it.
there should be plenty in there.
And just take those 2 in the morning.
2 in the morning is fine. You can split them if you want to, but it's really
It's easier that way.
It's easier to remember them once a day.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's that.
I have
Put it back.
And then we're in the watching and waiting game to see what happens.
Okay.
And then you have questions for me.
Yes.
Here, let me put that on. Oh, do you have dark glasses with you?
I do, unless you have something that you give to people that you know works. Or you
Well,
just
no,
have
I was
those
just
temporary
saying-
things that we have.
Well, I can put the metal shield on if you'd like.
Yeah,
You want me to just put that on for now?
yeah.
Okay.
So I wear that
Well,
all day and all night.
No,
I'm sorry.
you have to remember long enough. So the rule was you're gonna wear your glasses during the day, and if you're not wearing your glasses, you're gonna be wearing the metal shield. So since
Okay.
you don't wanna wear the glasses right now, we're gonna put the metal shield on.
I would feel better
So it's
about
an
it that
either
way.
or proposition,
Got
okay?
it. All right. So when we get home, we just take that off and she puts her glasses on.
Yeah, she can do that.
It's on now? Yeah. Can I touch it?
Yeah, so.
Marlene, here are the drops that Dr. Russell was talking about. I'm just going to show you the top colors, and it's all written out for you, okay? So the antibiotic steroid is a light pink,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And then this is the 4 times a day, and the red one is once a day. This dark pink, just leave be. You don't have to worry about any of that, okay? Now this light pink drop also has an ointment version. If the eye feels itchy or scratchy, you can use the ointment instead of the drop. But the ointment is going to make the eye goopy, so.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not till the following week, right? This other thing.
No.
This other pink is
Yeah.
not till the following week, correct?
Right.
Correct. But you don't have to worry about it.
That.
So there are gonna be
Okay.
things going in one eye and things going in the other eye. It's gonna get confusing with all of your glaucoma drops as well.
Mhm.
Oh, this
So it's
is-
okay for me to still take the cetazolamide though?
Yes, you can take
Okay.
acetazolamide. That should be no problem.
Okay.
Your pressure today was
18.
18, so that's a good pressure.
Yeah.
You know, full speed ahead.
Yeah.
Let me write down on here. I'm gonna write. I don't know whether I have enough room to write all of your glaucoma medications and your oral steroids too. Do you want me to try and write them all out? Because I can write it on 2 different sheets if you prefer.
Or back in front or something like that.
Let me just do 2 sheets.
Okay.
Because you've got a lot of drops going on here.
Yeah. May I ask you a question while you're...
Absolutely.
Now, is some of the stuff that's in my right eye gonna spread to the left eye?
No.
No.
It does not extend to the other eye, as far as we know. We've done,
Oh.
during the study, we did serological tests to determine what your, what the viral titers were, what the viral counts were.
Mm-hmm.
For the first day or two, there is a little bit that's detectable on the front surface of the eye, where you might expect, because we we had to place our instruments through incisions in the front of the eye. So for the first day or
there is
so,
some?
yeah, there might be a little bit right around the eye
Mhm.
in some of the tears for the first 6 hours or so. Well, probably not any now, but
Yeah.
was earlier. And now it's basically undetectable. But in terms of your bloodstream, there's no evidence that it gets into your bloodstream at all.
Really?
Yeah. Now, your body will have an antibody reaction in some cases. So some people we can detect an antibody reaction over the next few days, but it's usually a pretty minimal one, because this is the same virus that people have been exposed to before. So they typically don't have a lot of reaction to this. It's the
Viral payload?
the viral coat actually is the
Coat?
the-
Is that what you call
the
it?
coat. So there are two parts to a virus. There's the central DNA molecule,
Right.
and then there's the coat, which is the outer, sort of the sugar coating on the outside.
Okay.
It's a protein coat, and the protein coat on the outside is the part that the body is reacting to, typically. And so, if you have a reaction in this virus, in this case, the case of this virus, it's not known that the virus, when it is not, of course this has been modified, but in the natural state, this virus is not known to cause disease in humans.
Wow.
So we wouldn't expect a whole lot of inflammation. We wouldn't expect a whole lot of reaction,
Okay.
and we don't see it. So,
Oh, good.
okay.
So there's no evidence that it goes through the bloodstream at all?
Nope,
Interesting.
not the viral code itself.
Mm.
The only thing we see is the reaction to that. So your antibody titer goes up in some cases.
Will I need to have blood drawn then, or?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Because you're not in a study. Not in that study. Oh, there is one question I need to ask of you.
Sure.
Remember how I asked if you would be willing to let us collect safety information yesterday for an FDA study?
Yeah.
I forgot to have you initial one particular spot on the consent form, which gives us that allows us to be able to use your medical record for that study.
Is it anonymous or is it marked?
It's everything's anonymous within the study.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I need your permission in order to get the information to put it into the study.
Sure.
So let me go get that paper and we'll just have you initial that. And then if you'd like, I will give you a copy of that
Yes.
when you come in on Wednesday.
Cool.
So that you have your own copy, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Do you have any other questions for me?
So you think maybe by Sunday or Monday I'll be able to look down and see things a little bit?
You know, we don't really know how
Everybody's body's different.
everybody's different.
Got it.
You know, I can tell you some general responses. I mean,
Yeah.
the most remarkable ones are in the 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds that we did,
Oh, yeah.
where they noticed right away. So they would get very light sensitive, or many of them, I should say, get very light sensitive within the first week. And then there are sort of the teenagers and the adults, and they don't usually notice that right away. It's usually not something they notice right off. Sometimes they do, but not always. And so it seems that it just takes a different period of time for different individuals. So I don't want to, one of the problems that I get into is I tell people that there's a certain way that they're going to respond, and then it turns out they don't respond that way, and then they get all worried that it's not working, and then later on it turns out that it does, or vice versa, and then I'm a bad guy. So
You're not a bad guy.
I try not to draw too many parallels until we have more experience.
Right.
Because one of the problems here is we just don't have as much experience as we would like to. Because there are just a limited number of people with this disease, and there are a limited number of people who are in the study, and there were a limited number of people who have been treated so far in the world. So,
Really? How many people have been treated?
I would guess about 70.
70.
Yeah.
And that's globally?
Yep. So
And-
far,
Now,
but there
did you-
just haven't been that many. There've only been 3 that I know of, or 2 that have been done in Europe. I know there have been 2. I think there may have been as many as 4 in Europe so far.
Okay, so only other place is Europe right now?
So far.
So far. So far, exactly. Got it.
I have a question.
And
I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
my last question is there, is it average in men and women, or is it more women or more men that typically have this? Or E65?
There's really no difference. It's
Really?
It's an even split. Yeah.
And
Because it's not one of the X or Y chromosomes that are involved.
right, like the RPGR, that's X dominating. Yeah.
Correct.
So what about eye color?
But
Is it more
you know,
predominant?
we didn't actually record that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that'd be a wonderful statistic.
We didn't.
It would. Well, I was years and years ago, I was told when I was younger, Mom may remember this, is that when you have brown eyes, it tends to protect you from getting RP. Is that true, or is that just folklore at this point? Whatever, urban legend.
I don't think so.
No?
No. I mean, we've certainly known Hispanic and Black people who have RP, have retinitis pigmentosa, have
Brown eyes.
all brown eyes. I mean, yeah, no. I don't think race protects you. It has to do with your direct inheritance, not necessarily your background.
Right. I wasn't thinking race, I was just thinking eye color. And it doesn't matter what color, you could be purple, I'm just wondering if.
Well, so I don't know exactly how to answer that question, because
Okay.
one of the problems is that when you have retinitis pigmentosa, there's an underlying cellular infiltration, and when you have infiltration, it can cause the pupil color to change, to
Really?
become lighter. Yeah. So I don't really know how to answer that question. But I'm not sure that it's the relevant question
I was just curious,
for
for your study.
But because it's also something that an individual can't change, right? So
Right.
the things that we concentrate on are the things that are changeable,
Totally.
things that are intervenable.
Right. And then my mom had a question.
So when we're done with this and we come for our last checkup on her other eye,
Yeah.
to be released to fly home,
Uh-huh.
will she be taking any of these eye drops?
She'll still probably be on the Pred Forte
That
for a
pink-
little bit
that
longer,
pink
because
one?
we usually taper that over the course of a month.
Okay,
So
so
after,
it's just the one eye drop
Yeah.
and the ointment if needed. for
Correct.
itching.
Well, plus the glaucoma drops.
Right.
Glaucoma medicines.
and then, do I have to come back on the 7th, or when do I come back after the 31st? 30 days or 60 days?
It's very flexible. We'll work it out with you.
What's the average that you prefer, actually, is what I'm
A
thinking.
month.
A
A month
month?
is probably, 4 weeks is probably best, if we could. Plus or minus a week or 2.
Okay.
And that's just a day visit? One-
Yeah, it would be just
yeah.
a day visit.
It'd probably just be an overnight for us.
Okay. So, what I have here are your instruction sheets for your eye drops.
Okay,
I will give those to your mom.
thank you.
And I think you guys are ready to go.